thanks for stopping back by Wild Bird Creative. I have 3 distress spray stains here: Mermaid Lagoon, Antique Linen, Cracked Pistachio. Now what I'm going to do with those is just take a regular plastic bag that you might have lying around the house, or something might have been hanging from your mailbox, and I'm just going to lay it open. I've cut it and I've got a nice big space to work with here, and I'm just going to add my colors. Oh no, I hope my antique linen one isn't running dry already. There we go, just enough. It's already creating some nice combinations. And then I'm going to grab my water bottle here, and I'm just going to come in from the sides a little bit and just give it a quick spritz, just to add just a little more movement to this. Come in from this side too. There we go. That gives me enough. And I'm just going to let it bead up a little bit, and then I'm going to fold this over so that I can move it. And just work some of the colors in so I get some nice blending. And I'm going to do that a couple times, folding it in different directions. And then I have just a regular old sheet, and I'm just going to lay that down on here. Rub it, pick it up, lay it aside, fold this over again, move the colors around a little bit more, and I'm going to lay it down the other way. And this way, when you pick it up, you can say, I want to add more in one spot, because you can see what you're doing. You can fill it all in. You can add more of a certain color if you want. Lay that back over and freshen it up a bit. You can even drag it. And dragging it will give you some wonderful marks. And yes, this is a bit of a messy project, but it's so much fun. I'm going to fold that over. I'm going to set this aside quickly. Bring this back in. Open it up. I'm keeping it nice and wet. I'm going to add a little bit more of the antique linen. Get it moved around. Let me scumble that a little bit. And I'm going to lay it this way. And then just drag it. And there's my background. Now I'm going to want this to dry. There's no doubt about that. I do not want to rush this next step. So I'm going to carry it over and use my little drying tool quickly. And then I'll be right back and we will move on. I'm back. It's about 95% dry. I have folded it so it is now wet on wet. And I'm going to come in with some fossilized amber and some more of that antique linen. And I'm going to do the same thing using this clean side. And this will just give me some additional color and interest. It's getting very beachy feeling to me. Just going to fill in some of these spots. One of the nice things about this technique is you do have plenty of time to go back and reassess and look at things and decide what you like. I'm going to roll this over again and come right in here. I think I'll get a little bit in that corner, run it right along the edge. And right in there. So there we go. This will be our background. All you do when you're done with this is just fold it up, and you can either throw it out or you can save it and reactivate the inks with a little bit of water. You can get several imprints out of that. But look at those colors. Let me hit this with the drying tool and then we'll move on. Now that it is dry, you can really see the depth of the colors and just start thinking about what it is that you want to do. I am going to take this and trim it down. You could work on it just big as it is. I want to make several smaller pieces. This would be perfect for if you wanted to make artist trading cards, because you could get a whole set. But this way I'll just have just a variety here. I've got a 6x6, a 4x6, and a 5x6. And then just a little extra piece. So here's what I've got. And I'm just going to start with this one. This is the one I'm going to concentrate on making art on. I'm not trying to make an entire series that match. I want to do different things with each one of these. I'm going to use my running stitch stamp from Natalie Kalbach. There we go. Let me set that into my plastic tub so that I can start having it soak. I like the way that kind of looks like little fish swimming through there. Okay, and let's grab, set that aside, and now let's look at using, I've got my entire options of stamps out here. I'm just going to flip through and see what really appeals to me. I've got this one that's got text on it, but I'm not sure I'm feeling as if I want that. So let me shuffle through here and go down to my Tim Holtz fragments. And you can put these onto an acrylic block, or you can just freehand them. I like to freehand them fairly regularly just because then I can decide how I want things to be and where I want them to be. Fragments are great. They're beautiful little details. There we go. Drop that right into my cleanup container. So this is what I have so far. Just some light detail. And I'm going to bring in another crackle stamp, this is from Stampendous. Another bit of interest. This is a great one because no matter how you stamp it, it looks fabulous. You kind of can't go wrong with it. And I am covering pretty much all of this. And it's nice because you can come in, and if there are spots you want to hit again, you can go just on the very edge. Let's put one right there. And you know what? There and there. Just to fill up that background. So here we go. This is what we've got. And let's set things aside and move on from there. I'm thinking the next thing that I want to add is just a little bit of detail. And since it's already gotten messy, I'm going to go through my stencils and decide what it is that I'm looking for. I like to keep my stencils in these acrylic frames because they're a nice depth and you can set things in them and they don't fall out at all. They won't slop around too much. I think I'm going to go with this. And this is a Sean Petite stencil. It's called Sparkle. And what I'm going to do with this is a little bit of very pale yellow. Just to keep just that subtle color going. And this is a very translucent yellow. This isn't going to overwhelm at all. And I'll show you what I mean. You can already see that it's coming through. It's just a nice delicate pop of color. I don't want anything that's going to hide the background. There we go. It's just a beautiful little stencil. It's a nice watery feel to it also with the bubbles. And just go right up here. And let's put a little bit here in the middle. There. Drop it into my bin. And let's keep working on this and deciding what we want to do. I want to add just a little bit of color and detail. This is not a fancy piece at all. Put down my scrap of old dictionary. And then this little piece of music right over the top of it. Oops. Let's get this out of there. And I think I'm going to grab my stamps. I'm going to start with what's here. and take a look at what I've got, because I really want the bold detail of a stamp. Oh, I do like that one. You know what? We're going to go with Jamaica. It's got the palm trees. It kind of continues my beach colors here. Okay. And now I'm going to grab my stitch stamps. And for this, I like to use an acrylic block just because they're long and they can get really wobbly. But my block is not that long, so I have to run it corner to corner, which is okay. It works fine. I'm going to use black. Make sure I have this inked all the way across. And I'm going to actually go right down the sides of this. Off there carefully. Now, a lot of people that have sewing machines like to actually sew the edges. I do have a sewing machine. I just don't want to pull it out. That's what it really comes down to. I'm debating whether I want to put on a little bit of tape on this. And I think I do, just for interest, kind of echoes that sewing. And then I think what I'll do in here is I will pull out my word bin. Okay, I grabbed an old piece of paper and decided I would use my typewriter and come up with the words that I want on here. Let's see. I've got now is a great time to try. You know, why not give yourself permission to create and have some fun? It doesn't have to be perfect. My stuff isn't perfect. I'm learning just like everybody else is. I just decided, you know what, rather than just making things and tossing them into a box or sharing things with a few people a time at my workshops, I would just start a YouTube channel. I like watching to see what other people are creating. It gives me great ideas. I learn new stuff. There we go. Now I'm using a Stabilo pencil here, and if I wanted, when I was done outlining these, I could use a wet brush and just go around the edges and it would soften them. You know what? I'll give you a look at what that is like. Actually, I've got my little eyedropper here with water in it. It just softens it. It gives it a little bit more depth. Just an additional bit of interest. You can write with your pencil and then obscure it a little bit with the water. There's a lot that you can do with these. I'm just going around. Makes it nice and dark, makes it stand out a little bit. And if I wanted, I'll even show you down here in the corner. I could go over the stitches and then just do them with it. And it darkens them up a little bit too. But I like the way this is. I like the mood. I like the sentiment. I want you to just have ideas that make you think, I can go make something. Make it your own way. Use your own colors. This isn't a step-by-step process where everything has to look exactly the same like it's a mass market item. You may want pink and white and red in yours. You may want black and orange and purple. Use the colors you want. Use the supplies you have. Write up or type up or cut out words that match your sentiment at the time, however you're feeling. And just get creative. That's really my goal here, is to just encourage others to try things, to give it a chance, to see what they can create. Just allow yourself to have those moments of relaxation and creativity. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for stopping back by. Wild Bird Creative.